This isn't a video that I really even wanted to make. I didn't even know how I was going to make it. Just had thoughts rolling around in my head the past few weeks. But, today it really struck me. So I was at work. I finished my 2 weeks of training or whatever. And so, I guess I'm going to, hit the ground running now, finally, right? But I was doing all these training modules and just the corporate art and just the cringe of it all. Just thinking about things like people got paid to do this. That's what I was thinking when I was watching these videos. It's like somebody literally got paid to make this cringe content that has no use. I can't go into detail, obviously, but it's all just corporate propaganda. If you guys have worked at a corporate job, you know what I'm talking about. So I don't really need to go into detail, but before that, 4 days ago, I went on Facebook to check out some old friends, right? Because Facebook is so real, and I've talked about how millennials are aging and all this, but these are people that I went to high school with. Some of them I considered really good friends when I was younger, but they're all Democrats. They're not even Democrats. They're far leftists now. And something about getting older is you kind of realize it was always there, right? The writing on the wall with certain people was always there. It just took the retardation of COVID, I guess. These kinds of things to bring it out in people. But yeah, the theme of this video is basically everything is just pissing me off now. I'm always mad. I don't know I know why I'm mad, but I don't know why I'm always mad. I have trouble sleeping. It's just a mess. Now that I've got this freaking job, it's life has just gotten, I know you guys probably aren't here to listen to me complain about my job. Everyone has a job, but it's just, why can't making money be enjoyable? Why can't, some form of corporate America be enjoyable? Because, yeah, I'm watching these training modules. People got paid to make them. They're just woke propaganda. They talk to you like children, too. That's something I've really noticed in the modern world in general, but in corporate America, is they literally treat you like a child. And it's soul draining. I don't know how to explain it. I'm sitting there for 9 hours a day because they make you take the hour lunch. It's the stupidest thing ever. It's why can't I just leave an hour? Oh no, you have to take an hour lunch. It's the law. So I have to be there 9 hours a day, basically 5 hours of my life every week, completely unpaid, just sitting in an office doing nothing. And people always say, oh, you can read, you can do this. It's no, I could be working from home or leaving early and sleeping. But no, I got to sit in the cafeteria or the break room and just waste an hour of my life, scrolling social media, whatever, just getting more pissed off. It goes into what I'm saying about me just being pissed off all the time. Reading the news, reading the Trump-Elon news, looking my friends up on Facebook, whatever. Just everything just pissing me off, basically. And yeah, so I go on to Facebook and I look up some old acquaintances. This is what I've been doing lately because I've been bored at work, basically, and just scrolling through them. And I'm thinking, why do I even have them? I'm getting to that point. I might just start deleting, just mass deleting people on Facebook. And if I've got friends that have subscribed to the channel, I'm not really talking about you. You guys know who you are. You know who you are. I'm just talking about all the just idiots. That's the best way to put it. I'm basically going to probably going to do a Facebook purge here very soon. You guys are probably, oh, he's such a millennial. Facebook, right? I know. See, part of the habits of social media and everything pissing me off is I have certain things I go to, right? I go to YouTube, I go to Facebook, I even go to Instagram sometimes. You know, I've tried bringing a book to work. There's no time to read. You can't just like turn your brain on and off when you're trying to read a book, especially the books I read. I read complex nonfiction stuff. I can't read the slop. And so yeah, what ends up happening is I usually just like lay down on a chair or sit in the cafeteria, and I just start doom scrolling, you could say. I just start scrolling on Minds or, you know, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you know, Bing. I've been saying Bing and Google, that they feed me these like news articles. It's how I come up with some of these videos. I haven't had as much time to do that. No, that's also pissing me off, is that I feel like I don't have enough time to make like decent content for you guys, like thoughtful content. So I've just been making these like rambling videos lately. Which, you know, if you guys enjoy that, I really appreciate it. By the way, my name is Joey. This is the Jigsaw 0097 channel. Go ahead and subscribe if you like this. Comment down below. Like the video. Hit that little bell if you want to be notified when I make a video. By the way, I make videos every day, so I'm still doing that. But like I said, it's pissing me off. That's another thing that's pissing me off, is that I'm so drained by this corporate life. The traffic too, like it's everything, just everything sucks. Everything pisses me off. It's like the theme of this video. I go to CVS today. There's a freaking line. There's like a 5-car line. It takes me an hour to get my prescriptions, an hour. And these are just for like vitamins, basically. Like I don't really take drugs. Yeah, so just like everything is a waiting line. You know, everyone is like worked to death. I think I'm noticing that more now that I've been doing this. I'm just looking around like, man, everybody is just miserable. Like nobody's happy. You know, everybody's making like the bare minimum because you know, the wages suck, and you know, Trump's gonna push through this big beautiful bill, more inflation. Hooray. And yeah, I don't know, that's what it feels like. I don't even have the energy to get angry. Like I'm actually pretty annoyed right now, but I'm so tired. I don't have the energy to like yell at the camera. I mean, it's not really who I am anyway. Like I'm more of like a calm guy most of the time. Don't like to yell, but I don't know, guys. Like I said, this video is, again, no clear direction, just me thinking about things, looking at things. You know, another thought that I've had is that for thinking men like us, right? I looked at my analytics, by the way. Most of my audience is men. I actually have like I don't know how accurate these are because I'm starting this again, but apparently I have 19% women, so shout out to you ladies if that's true. That's actually kind of cool, but you know, like over 80% is men. I think the analytics is that, like over 80% is men. And some of these videos do better than others. You know, it's kind of like, that's just YouTube. You're kind of just throwing a fishing rod into the algorithm, see what lands. It's one of the reasons why I'm not making as many longer videos now, because you know, I've made some really good long videos, like I felt like they were good, and nobody watched them. The video that I'm very proud of is the Joe Biden video that I made several weeks ago, or like a month ago now, but it was uploaded several weeks ago, and you know, it just doesn't get the views. The video that gets the views is the millennials are broke. That was a video I literally just made in my car. I was just driving to get some food one day, and I was like, I'm gonna make a video because I watched this Raymond guy, that Raymond Thoughts in Mind channel. I watch him on occasion, but he kind of depresses me, so I don't watch him all the time. But he's a pretty smart guy. But yeah, like, YouTube pisses me off. Everything pisses me off, guys. That's what this is. And the thought I was having is, yeah, like thinking men, women, you could say, but it's mostly men. Let's be real. Men are the autists. Thinking men, it is absolutely mental torture to exist in this time. I hear from so many people like, oh, you've never had it better, right? Even like religious people, you know, Christians always say we live in the fullness of times. They always say that to me. It's like, yeah, maybe I can agree in a way, every bodily need is met to some extent, right? But that's not what life is about. Like, I've gone years with very low income where I'm like almost starving every day, but it just taught me how to fast. It just taught me how to, you know, live on less. It was actually character building. I don't care about the excess. I've never cared about that. You know, the fattest I've ever been in my life was about 280. That was when I was in college. And, you know, I developed a slight drinking habit during those years, but it was nothing crazy. I got over it pretty quick. But yeah, I kind of ballooned. I remember I was eating a lot of fast food and I was like drinking alcohol. That was also when I drank soda constantly. Sugar was probably my biggest addiction when I was like super unhealthy with food. But yeah, again, over the years, right? Like with COVID and all this, that like there was a 2-year stretch from 2023 to now. And that's what's funny. I've been paid twice already from this new job and I haven't really spent a single dime because it's like, that's another thing that's happened to me is I just don't want to spend money. I literally just don't want to spend money. And so, yeah, like we live in the fullness of times, you know, everybody tells me that it's such a great time to be alive. People have never had it this good. It's like, is that really? You know, men could find women that weren't insane or whores. That used to be like a minority of women, like 5% of women. Now it's like 80% of women have a body count of some kind and they're tatted up, pierced, fat. So on that front, it's like, no, I guess materially a man can't get that. A man can get the future AI waifu that they're building right now in Palantir, Silicon Valley. And he can also get, you know, pornography on, you know, the Spank Bank or whatever. Whatever these sites are called nowadays, right? So it's like, oh yeah, X. Yeah, it's such a fullness times, right? I can get all the protein shakes I want and I can work all these hours and get all this money, but you know, X, I don't have a wife to bring it home to. I don't have a family. You know, I don't even have a house. I still live with my parents. So I don't even have a house, you know, I don't really have any wealth, you know. Again, these jobs, it's like I'm looking at the tunnel of time of this job and it's like I would probably only make about, you know, $40,000 a year. Realistically, that's if like the taxes and everything stays the same. So you like look down like 5 years, it's like, okay, I've made like a little bit over $200,000. By then I'll be in my 40s, right? Like, this is what I mean. God knows where houses are going to be by then, right? So this is like, it's a complete rigged game as far as corporate America goes. And, you know I know I don't have to work here, but I can go find another job. But, you know, I am a typical millennial in a lot of ways. I don't have a lot of skills that are monetizable, I guess. Like I'm kind of a radical politically, and you could say I'm kind of like a Christian fanatic. I don't know why. I'm definitely right wing. There you go. That's where the society's leaning. But you know, we still. That's what's pissing me off. Is it's like, again, I've said this in past videos. Like I feel like we're in like hell's waiting room. Like we're going to go right wing metaphysically because of the necessity of the collapse that's approaching us. But they just want to like hold on to this decrepit society, and this is like why the office jobs even exist. These are like worthless jobs in many ways. They don't need to exist. Again, I was watching the training videos. It's like people got paid to make those videos. it all just pisses me off, guys. That's the video. Like I said, I had no plan for this script. I'm just kind of rambling, but I have all these thoughts. You know, I barely have time to think to myself. You know, usually when I'm laying in bed staring at the ceiling because I can't sleep, and then all of a sudden it's 7 a.m. and my alarm is going off again. So it's like back to the grind, right? Tired. That's all it is. I'm just tired. Like, I do like to come out here every day after work and sit. It's usually when I feel like making the video, and you know, the weekend's coming up. Maybe I thought about that. Maybe the weekend I'll be able to, but all I'm going to do is want to sleep. So like Sunday's the only day where I'm going to really be able to make videos, like with a clear mind, you could say. And I don't know. Like I said, I didn't even want to release this, but I already filmed the damn video. I'm going to release it. And I'll probably title it something like that. So maybe we'll test the algorithm a little bit. I'll title it something stupid and see if everybody clicks on it. You don't know what goes with YouTube anymore. You just kind of like throw shit at the wall and like hope it sticks. That's what I've been doing. I've been making all sorts of content and seeing what people like. People seem to like the finance stuff, which I think is weird. I personally don't care about finance because, again, it's all fake and gay. Like, the only thing that really matters in my mind is Bitcoin, but it's not for like, because I think Bitcoin is like this miracle or something. It's just because Bitcoin is like inflation proof. So the government's going to keep printing money. And when you understand that, it's like, well, you have to put the money somewhere. And there's really only like two options: Bitcoin or real estate. That's it. But real estate is so inflated. Like, if you don't have money and decent credit right now, good luck. You know, I always tell people that, like, what would it take for you to sell your Bitcoin? It's like, when my Bitcoin can pay off a house in full, I think that's a good time to sell my Bitcoin, right? But you tell people that and they don't understand. Oh, it's gonna go down. It's like, if it goes down, the money goes down. You don't understand? It's a fail safe. If Bitcoin goes down, that means we're at financial catastrophe anyway, and Bitcoin doesn't matter. So if I'm gambling on fiat currency every day by going to work and having them feed me my currency units, right? My measly wage. It's like, why would I not put it into something else, right? Oh, you should save it. I hear that all the time. Oh, you should put it in a Roth IRA. You should do the 401k. Have you looked at Tesla stock lately? They'll say that with a straight face, and then I talk to them, whatever. This isn't a Bitcoin video. That's the videos that seem to do the best, is when I talk about finance. And I'm not even like a financial expert, right? Like, I know the basics, guys, but I'm not a homeowner or anything. Like, I'm not a 1099 employee. I don't really know any of this stuff. I'm just a lowly, pretty much low-skilled worker in many ways. Like, I have knowledge, but I don't have any opportunity to put that knowledge to work. And, you know, I'm old now. I get it. You know, I wasted a lot of my 20s. You know, I recognize that. You know, I fell for the college trap like most millennials. Not near as bad as a lot of millennials, but, you know, I still got the worthless associate's degree that's just hanging on my wall, doing nothing. An associate's in science. Like, what does that even mean? You know, I was going to be an artist. That's why I went to school, guys. I was going to be an artist. I was literally, like, I remember I went to my classes. This was in like 2017 to start my bachelor's. It was like the beginning of 2017. I remember because it was when Resident Evil 7 came out. That's how long ago it's been. But I remember I went into the first class and they had us like drawing like a column or something, like these bricks behind me, just like something that stupid. And the guy's like, I want you to really study the light logic. I want you to really study that shading, you know, make sure you get it all in. And then I go to the counselor and I look at, I called my student loan officer, and I like asked him about the grant, and I think they were going to give me like a small grant. But then the loan ended up being like $28,000 or something like that. And then I went and met with my counselor after attending this class, right? This college was huge. I've told you I've been Utah, so it was UVU. You guys can look that up. Utah Valley University. It's a really big college. Built right on this busy ass street. It's one of the worst places in Utah is Orem. Just because, I mean, this area is becoming like that now too. That's why I'm like ranting and bitching all the time about how pissed I am. But you know, this was in 2017. It wasn't as expanded yet, but Orem was still, you know, kind of a shithole. But yeah, I go to my counselor, or I go to my counselor after I call my student loan and like get all the money, and he shows me all these classes I have to take, and it's literally, he wants me to take like 5 or 6 classes that I already took in my associate's program. I just remember I panicked. I was like, I'm done, because the art class was teaching me the same shit that taught me in my associate's program. And yeah, I did have I kind of had like an awakening, you could say, because like a lot of millennials, they didn't have that. They would have just taken the 28,000, and if you added that to my balance, that would have been 38,000. I'd be almost 40 grand in debt just getting a bachelor's in art. So it's like, you think about that, it's wild. So I definitely dodged a bullet there, but you know. Then I just worked for 7 years. You know, I just worked the office job for 7 years. Didn't really save a whole bunch because I'm stupid. I didn't learn about Bitcoin until way later. It's one of my big regrets in life. I actually had a chance in 2013. This guy was going to give me some Bitcoin, but I was so stupid. I didn't know like what that even meant. But he was going to give me like 5 Bitcoins, I remember, because it was like just, you could farm it on, I could have farmed Bitcoin, mined it, on my laptop computer, my really crappy school-issued laptop computer back then. That's how easy it was. So, anyway, guys, it's kind of all I got to talk about, to be honest. This could be 30-minute video, this could be a 50-minute video, just all over the place. Like I said, I don't even know what I'm going to title this. I'm pissed off all the time. I have no clue. But yeah, like I said, if you guys are enjoying these videos, I appreciate it. You know, sometimes I feel like I'm just speaking to the void, but I really like doing YouTube. You know, this is my art degree and put to use in a way. But yeah, that's it. You know, like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.